Hey guys, Gabe here with RC Cincy, and today I have an unboxing for you guys. I'll just do the actual review in flight later due to the weather. So I purchased this MJX off of Amazon. There's 3 sellers trying to sell it, for about 40 bucks, $39.99 with free 2-day shipping. That's hilarious. He wanted to sit there. These are pretty popular, I would say. This is the biggest one out of the 3 you can get. You can't get this in white and black. And you can also get versions with cameras, FPV, but this one does not have any of that. It can do 3D rolls and flips. It's pretty nice. It's 2.4 gigahertz. It does take 3 AA batteries. But let's go ahead and get into the unboxing. Oh, and this is the MJX X600 hexacopter, meaning 6 blades. This is the size of the box you get. They have another box that's actually long and skinny. Not sure what the variance is. I've seen that box actually come with the same exact stuff as this one, so it's not necessarily due to the being FPV or not FPV. It's just, I guess, 2 different styles of box you can get. That being out of the way, let's go ahead and open this. You're so cute, but we got him in jammies. He's got his hair cut short, so it's a little cold sometimes. Slide this out. You get a really good protective box with a lid on it. Whoops, the drum. This normally would not come out. I put it in not the way it's supposed to come, facing out, where I did it the other way because I didn't want to take these throttle sticks off again. I'll just set this to the side. You just take off your lid. You get an instruction manual, which is, I guess, okay. They're actually correct on the labeling. It's not the best, but it will tell you information you need to know. It does have description parts, different information on there for you. So you get that. The hexacopter itself, I'll set that over here. And then you get a bag with 6 props. So you have one for each motor. And then you get another bag that has a bunch of goodies in it. Now, I think it came with an extra one, but I tore the other one, so I threw it away. So you get 6. Pull these out of here. Sorry, I apologize. My dog is smack dab in the way. He's still yelling at him. I don't want to be mean to him and push him off, but it's kind of in the way. So you get, let's kind of take it up a little bit. You get 6 of these guards. Now, these aren't as hard as I thought they would be. I thought it would be having 6 guards. I thought it would be 3 little screws. Actually, it's just 1 in the middle. The other 2 has this, looks like a pin. It kind of snaps. They are tied into it, and then you just put the screw in the middle one, which connects it. You do get 6 of these. I counted them. I had them on and tried how well they are to get to them. They're a little bit, you know, watch the blade sometimes get in your way. You can remove them, but I didn't want to take them all off, so, but you can access it. You get 2 landing gear, which on one of the landing gear does have a hole. Looks like something you would screw, maybe an antenna bracket or something for the FPV. They're fairly light, a little flimsy. They're designed to give. Same with the prop guards. They're designed to give so they can take an impact in case you wreck, of course. You get a really small screwdriver. This can help you access and install these different. That help you install the landing gear, help you install the prop guards. It'll help you get to the battery bay, which I'll show you here in a second. So this is kind of useful. If you had a better one than this, because being so small it can be hard to use. And then the battery actually has a balance port on it. It is a 2-cell, which I'll get into that. But this is actually a balance charger, which is nice. Not just the battery connector, but actual balance. So this will balance your 2 cells, which is really nice to have. It is a USB, so you can use a wall adapter or a computer. This does light up when you're this does light up when you initially plug it. The light goes out that you're charging, and then it comes back on when it's done charging. So that's pretty neat. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I've had so many of these that honestly I can't get them confused. Always check with the instruction manual. I think it's roughly about 3 hours to charge. It might have a little charge in the beginning, so it'll take some of that time away, but I would still go over it in case I miss anything. I am new towards, drones and electric, 2-cell, 3-cell, 4-cell batteries. I usually used to run nitro. I've had RCs, just not as many electric RCs. So there's your balance port for your USB charger, and then the actual controller. Oh wait, beforehand I get to that, you do get a small bag of screws that will attach your landing gear and your prop guards if you want them. Come in a small bag. And then the controller itself is 2.4 gigahertz. Now there's quite a few talking points, believe it or not, about this. The neat part about it is, now this does take 3 AA's, because I have a lot of them, so I'm happy about that. Plus I use rechargeable AA's, which does make a difference. Now the cool part about this is it comes from the factory in mode 2. Now by simply switching these little clickers right here on the sides, this becomes your mode 4 style controller. Throttle being on your right now. Flip it back, there you go. So that's actually kind of cool that you can switch it from side to side. I really like that feature. Your camera button, but since you don't have it hooked up, this becomes your flip button. So not having the camera button, this becomes your flip. You just hold it and then pick the direction, it will flip. It takes a second, you gotta kind of hold it while you're doing it. Then you have your, do believe, remember, lights off and on with this one. And then I'm going to get up close for this so you can kind of see some of these controls a little bit better. I apologize for the distance. So you have your flip, unless you have a camera plugged in, you hold this in, pick the direction just like any other controller. Your lights off and on. Then you have a actual throttle adjustment, so you can adjust the percent of the throttle control on that. So if you only want, a little bit of throttle so it's not so touchy, you can adjust it all the way to max. And then you have beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The first mode is the slowest one. It's not as agile. The second one puts it in the fastest possible rates. And you can zip around. Now the third one, the rates doesn't get any faster, but it gives you the ability in advanced to auto, something called auto flip. So if you hit it really hard this way, it'll know that you want to do a flip, so be careful because it can flip if you're not paying attention. If you're doing really jerky movements to left or right, it'll actually flip. So in a beginner, obviously run a beginner. When you get a little bit better and get a hang of it, intermediate I think is the best way to fly. You still have your flip button here, and then you also have a it changes this for the settings. So you're wondering, well, how does it distinctive when you flip this around? How does the controller know? Well, by switching this button, it changes it as well. Why you flip these switches as well. So you have to do all 3. Flip this one. It switches vice versa to where this is throttle. That's your pitch and roll. And then this one does it in the controller settings. Now this LCD screen does light up. It's not lit up brightly any color, it's just standard black and white. So it shows your modes. It lights up and a little bubble at the bottom. First one is just a empty, let me get out of the way, get some lighting towards it, there we go. And then it changes the bubble, full, intermediate. It's a little circle at the bottom. It does show your trim, it does show your amount of throttle. So all in all, it's a decent controller, 2.4 gigahertz technology. It does work well. The range on this, I'd say it's at least 100 meters. Maybe between 100 and 150 would be pushing it. I wouldn't personally go over 100. So I would try to keep it a reasonable. This is a bigger hexacopter. So if you still see it, you think you're not that far, you are pretty far away. Flyaways can happen with any hexacopter, but this one you have to be careful with. I've seen videos where there has been flyaways, so just be careful and keep that in mind. That's the controller. Set it right here, running out of room. And then I kind of went over the instructions, giving you information about parts, where you actually get the software, troubleshooting, all that fun stuff. Help you do trimming, all that. Everything's in here, charging, everything you need to know. It's not the best, but I've seen worse. And then those are the blades, the 6 blades. And then getting into the actual hexacopter, it's really, really nice. I love the shape and how sleek this is, how nice it's made. I love the fact that it's using a 2-cell battery. You see some of these don't have 2 cells and you still have 6 motor. That's drawing so much power that the 6-cell gives it the power you need. You should be able to lift GoPros. I've seen people using GoPros, knockoff GoPros, different cameras. Obviously the lighter the better, you're more agile, but for shooting you want to be, you know, smooth, and it can do it. I'm pretty sure it can do it. As long as you're a smooth flyer, you have to be an experienced flyer, I'd say, honestly. Now the battery hatch does require you to remove the screw to get to the battery. So I've seen some people not put the screw back in. I'd honestly recommend putting it back in. You don't want to wreck or something happen and this battery tray opens and your battery's dangling. That's probably one of the worst scenarios in my opinion. Let's set that there. It is small. You just click the battery tray up. You'll hear it kind of unhinge or unhook. You want to push, then pull down. You want to push the connectors back through. The tray comes open all the way like that. And then you just simply slide out your battery. There's the tray itself, no battery in it. Battery is pretty decent size. It does have a balanced charger on it like I showed on a charger, which is nice. You're not just charging it with your normal little connector. You're actually using a balance port, which is nice. This is a 3.7 volt 700 milliamp battery, which is nice. It's basically two 700 milliamp battery. Well, two, whatever it is to be 700, so two 350s together. It is a 2-cell, and look like 2 batteries are pancaked together. It does work, so you know you can get quite a few different batteries that has this connector. Make sure it's always nicer to balance charge your batteries using the balance port. It does have quite a few connectors like that, and as long as your voltage is correct, you can get bigger ones. Sometimes you might have a harder time with the tray. You might have to remove it or strap a battery on if you want to do too big. If you want to do a bigger one, there is a lot of aftermarket options for this. So just kind of look around and see what your best option is for your particular needs. If you want the battery tray on or off, you know, adjust it too. Honestly, I'd recommend just picking up basically the same size, maybe a little bit bigger. I've seen a couple other bigger sizes fit with no problem. I think a 1200 or 1000 fits in here with no problem. I mean, it's a little bit tighter, but it does work. This tray actually, let me set the battery back in here. This tray actually almost holds itself on its own. I personally wouldn't want to do it this way. I've seen some people not put this screw back in, so you put the wires back through the hole, pull them, and what happens is when you're pressing this down, let me get up close so you can see it. When you're pressing this down, there's a little lock mechanism, so you're pressing it down and going forward, and it kind of locks in. Now, that's shaking it pretty violently. It just has to unpop, so it has to go all the way back up and then come loose. So it might hold. I just personally would rather have a screw. If I only have one battery currently for it, so once I'm done flying, I'm done. So maybe if you have another battery, it'd be easier to do it vice versa. Now let's go ahead and plug this up. I do want to show you the lights. It's kind of unique. It does have an off and on switch, which is, in my opinion, pretty cool. So let's plug this up. Just be careful in case, well, actually the switch is off. Make sure your switch is off. Plug this in. Make sure you plug it in all the way. Once you get it plugged in all the way, I'm going to flip the switch from the top, just in case. It shouldn't do anything though. Lights are flashing. Let me go ahead and show you the bottom of it. Blue in the front, the 2 orange in the back, and the front lights on it light up. The eyes do, I apologize. It looks really, really cool. They're fairly bright. like I said before, you can turn them off and on with the controller. I can actually demonstrate that quickly. So let's turn it on. Set it down here for a second. Turn the controller on. Throttle up, down. It's bound, solid light. The battery is dying, that's why it's flashing. But you can turn these off and on. I apologize, I didn't charge it because I wasn't going to fly. I didn't want to charge it and just leave it charged. But it does work really well. The modes are switchable. There we go, let's disconnect that. Should turn it off first probably. Turn off your controller. And there you go. I absolutely love this one. I'd flown this prior to this unboxing to get a feel of it, get a hang of it. And I flew it with the guards, prop guards on it, and the landing gear. I haven't flown it yet without all this. I'm assuming it'd be a lot faster, a little more speed, a little bit lighter, which would be nicer. I love this one. I have a few other bigger ones. Well, medium. I saw these more medium size, and I've flown those, and this is probably one of my favorites. It's easy to fly, in my opinion. It's smooth. It's got plenty of power, and it just does a good job. I think. I wouldn't say beginner. Say if you've flown a couple of times with a different quadcopter or hexacopter and you enjoyed it, this was the one to get. I think this would be in that step. You could use it as a beginner if you took your time, had the guards on, and just, you know, learn to hover, and then taking it step by step, maybe watching a few instructional videos. This could be your first one, but definitely this would be a really, really good second one. Gripes about it, honestly, I haven't found one yet. You paid, you know, $39.99 from Amazon. There's a few sellers on there, and you get everything you need to fly besides 3 AA batteries. So really, in my opinion, it doesn't get much better for the price. You know, I could never imagine you get something like this for 40 bucks, you know. Especially when I started in the hobby, you know, when I got my first, you know, RC vehicle when I was in 1990, when I was really young. So, you know, to see it progress, and just the technology just keeps getting better and better. So I'm really happy with that. So just keep your eye out for the next video regarding this. Hopefully I can get out to you soon. It's supposed to rain all week, off and on, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it this week. Maybe by the end of the week I can try. If not, I have some other products to unbox with you guys. And just keep an eye out for the flight and review on this. And that's really pretty much it. Definitely a thumbs up, honestly. I know you haven't seen a flight video, but I've flown it personally, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really nice hexacopter. I really enjoyed it. Fair price. You know, I might get maybe I'll get a actual small action cam or something to install on the bottom of this. Maybe I get you guys some good footage and show you how cool it is. I love it, honestly. Definitely 2 thumbs up. So please share, like, and subscribe. Hopefully, you know, we can pick up some people, grow a little bit. I'm going to be returning back to work soon, so I'll have a lot more income for even more products. I plan on doing giveaways. I like to go somewhere, meet you guys, fly, maybe drive some RCs, kind of build a community with this. I think the Cincinnati area is a good place to be in an RC community, even from Kentucky and Ohio. I mean, from Kentucky and Indiana aspect, you're invited as well. I am still working on the logos. Hopefully I get some t-shirts out and some stickers you guys can pick up. And I'm in the development of trying to figure out. I'm not good with editing. I'm going to try to get that squared away so I can edit a lot of things when I go on too long, or make it look better, shorten it a little bit, trim it, just make it better in general. So I apologize if I'm not, you know, I'm not editing really. But other than that, a lot of fun, brings you a lot of joy. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.